Welcome to the Manosphere Paradigm, the channel where we learn to level up in health, wealth, relationships, and hobbies. I'd like you to hit the like button, the subscribe button, as well as the notification bell so that you can be informed as I drop content on this channel on a weekly basis. So let's go. RESPECT, find out what it means to me. That's exactly what we'll be doing today, is where we're going to be talking about respect, how we as men and women view it, and the differences in the way we approach it and think about it, and how we as men basically are ones that we tend to lean towards more, where we believe that it's something that is earned and it's something that is just not freely given. You have to earn it so that you can then obviously be respected in the way that you feel comfortable, and for you to be able to liaise and have a civil back and forth, whether it is in a work environment, whether it is in a social environment. But respect is something that needs to be earned. So before you lose your head, I'm not saying that respect is something that I don't respect anyone, or I don't respect women, or I don't respect men, or whatever. That is not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that we've all been raised in a civil manner where we learn to respect others. However, as I have grown up and as I have lived my life as a young man, and has obviously gotten to this point of being in middle age, at 41 years old, I've learned that you cannot just be giving people respect if they do not earn it, and they do not give you respect in return. So I've learned to be able to pull away from certain people if I'm not getting the respect levels that I need, or the respect that I believe I should be getting. And you have no... Sometimes we tend to stay in a situation, stay somewhere, even though you get disrespected, and that goes for men that's in a relationship with a woman. It goes for if you're in a job and you're not getting the respect and recognition, maybe it's time for you to move on. It is basically if you're sitting in a situation and you are not getting the respect that you believe you should be getting, and the what you know you should be getting, you basically have the option to leave. But sitting in it and festering in it and building up that anger is definitely not the way to go. So I've learned, you know what, you need to respect yourself first, and then in turn, as others show the same back to you and conduct themselves in a manner that is respect worthy, you then give them the respect back, because definitely they've earned. I want to lay down the base for where, just for you to have an idea as to where I'm coming from. In today's day and age, we are as men and women, we are thrusted in this mentality of thinking that we all should believe the same and think the same. Although we are definitely different, there's certain things that men are better at than women. There's certain things that women are better at than men, and we tend to lean towards our evolutionary or our instinctual type of behaviors when it comes to certain things. So in respect is no different. And in this day and age, we as men, we are shamed to be, when it comes to us believing a certain way, thinking a certain way, and it's something that I do not subscribe to, because I do not feel we should all be believing a specific way, and that is the only mold, and everyone's going to go through it. I believe, like I said, that men, we are different and females are different. And I'll make an example. When it comes to men, the way we view respect and the way we show it towards others, it is something where you might not agree with it, but you as a man can definitely relate to what I'm about to say. When it comes to, we respect men when it comes to capitalism, competencies. So that is basically where we respect men more that has obviously achieved a lot in life, that is from a financial level has achieved a certain level of success when it comes to their finances. We instinctually understand the amount of work that they had to go into being able to be financially successful. Some other guys take the short route when it comes to doing the dodgy stuff. That is what is what it is. But when it comes to the things that it is above board and legal, we instinctively as men, we calculate and understand how much it has cost for that guy to have been able to achieve those things financially. So there's a certain level of respect that we give automatically. When it comes to also competency, that goes along with it as well, where we respect a guy that is able to bring something to the table, that has got something to offer the rest of the group that is valuable, and the rest of the team or the rest of men that surround him, whether it is in your work, whether it's in your friendship circle, they know that they can depend on you for whatever skill that you can bring to the table. So that level of competency gets a certain level of respect. And that is something, and the way in the lens we as men normally view respect through. When it comes to women, we tend to do the exact same thing, and this is where things get a bit gets a bit I would say where the disconnect comes from between men and women, because men will respect a woman that has given him respect off the bat, and that has shown and given him respect in being feminine around him and not being masculine in trying to dominate and be over him. A man will instinctually pick that up and then start opening up a bit further and giving her more and more respect in the things that he allows her to do, in the things that he allows himself to be able to do around her, in becoming more comfortable with her, and just showing more respect towards her. But it's all about how she approaches him, how when he is direct and tells her what he wants, that she is not offensive or breaks him down or like just basically disrespects him and think, who the hell do you think, and do you think I want you, blah blah blah. If you do it in a certain way that's respectful, and it can be the guy can pick it up to say, you know what, okay, I'm just not a cup of tea, cool, I'll move on. But that is something where men and women basically, where I believe is the disconnect, because men base their level of respect they give towards a woman on how she operates and how she approaches and interacts with them, and how it is a mutual benefiting and pleasurable experience when it comes to just her being a bit more agreeable, being more feminine around him, and just having a bit more of a relaxed and decent type of interaction. If the interaction is hostile, it is rude, it is crass, and it is something that is not pleasurable, then obviously his level of respect and the way he interacts will definitely change, because he will give her basically back the same energy she's giving, he's going to be giving back. And that's exactly where a lot of the butting of heads come from. So from a woman's side, my opinion and the way I believe is that women tend to believe the cultural norm that women should be given respect no matter what. Like I mentioned, that they can be rude, they can be crass, they can be masculine in trying to dominate a man and talk over him and show him that she's in control. If you're a guy that wants to go along with it and say to yourself, you know, I like a masculine woman, cool. I like a dominant female, cool. For the ladies that says to me, you know what, you sound like you are intimidated by those type of men, you're insecure. I'm well past shame language and sign language. Sign language being shaming, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. That's typical feminine energy. So as a guy, if you're displaying those exact same type of traits as you're listening to this video, it is what it is. So females believe that it is they need to get respect no matter what, and this is where they tend to encounter a lot of guys that simp towards them and pander towards them, and they will stomp over those guys, they will walk over them, and those guys will say nothing because the guys don't want to lose them. Me personally, I've gone through through this. I myself have been that simp at the time in my life, and I had to let go and stand up for myself and say, what, you know what, You can be considerate towards certain things, and you can be that guy, boyfriend that wanted to be, how can I say, you are just that considerate boyfriend, you listening to what she has to say, but that tends to be taken for granted, and you need to step up as a man and gauge the situation for what it is. If you are being given rude, being treated in a way that is disrespectful, where she is rude towards you, she is trying to dominate you, talk over you, and tell you what to do, and basically just be a bitch. Yes, I said it. Then you basically then need to, as a man, tell yourself, you know what, this is not for me. Remove yourself from the situation and move on. You don't have to argue. You don't have to be the one that's complaining and telling her, why are you like this? I can't understand. You need to treat me with this. No. You need to just, cool, move on. You don't need to give an excuse. Move on to the next. Because we are not tolerating this in the manosphere. That is not what we are about. We are about making sure that we connect and we entertain and we basically build with females that wants to come on board and follow your program and basically build together your legacy as a man, so that you can play your part in our society, in your country, wherever you find yourself. But you need one that's going to build with you. So that is just the way I wanted to just put this video together and give a bit of this thing where there's this always giving respect no matter what. It's something that us as men, we have fallen into the trap of just, you know what, I know she's being disrespectful towards me, I know she's being rude, she's being bitchy, she's just basically it's not just a good experience when I'm spending time with this female, and I just have to accept it. What else can I do? No, you do not have to accept that. You can stop and just remove yourself from the situation and move on. That is as simple as what it gets. It is something that, like I said, I myself, I've been guilty of it, and I've learned, and I've come to the conclusion and basically built myself up to that abundance mentality to say to myself, you know what, I only treat those that is giving me the proper amount of respect. I'm giving that same respect, and I'm looking at those people around me that has achieved things, that are competent in certain things that I can connect with, not just as, okay, I can get something from them, so I'm going to connect with them. No, I'm going to connect with them so that I can also bring my value to the table, and they can obviously in turn respect me, because I'm also bringing something to the table that they can leverage off from, and we can build and basically elevate each other and the group. And that is the type of people you want around you. That's the type of people, whether it's male or female, those are the type of people that you can pour yourself into, that you know you're getting the respect that you deserve. You are giving others respect, and you are giving the same energy that you are getting back to others. Sometimes people don't like it. They will say you are this, that, and the other. And the reason for it is that they are realizing that you are no longer they are no longer able to control you, manipulate you, or even try to act in a certain way, treat you a certain way, and press your buttons in a certain way for you to react in a certain way. We have gotten to a point where we have grown past that point, and we know exactly where we are, we know where our boundaries is, and we are not allowing anyone to get and step over that. So that is where I'm coming from when it comes to this video on respect. It is something that us as men we have this intrinsic view about it. Woman has a certain way of viewing it, and because there's this different views, there's always this back and forth when it comes to respect, and always men being shamed that they should respect women no matter what. However, on the flip side of that coin, women also need to understand that they need to also be doing certain things and acting in a certain way, and be conducting them in a certain way that can be considered as respect worthy, because that is ultimately where a proper civil society will be able to function properly, when there is that levels of respect that comes from both ends. So feel free to drop into the comments. Let me know what you think when it comes to what I said and the way I basically brought it across to you guys. Tell me what you disagree with. Tell me what you agree with. Tell me, is there some insights that you also have on the subject when it comes to disrespect? or respect, I would say. I kind of like went into that whole slippery slope of disrespect. But the main thing that I wanted to get out and bring across in this video is that respect is something that is being considered in culture today as something that men constantly have to make sure that they adhere to, because men are these ones that want that needs to respect women, and you need to fall in place, fall in line, and know your place. That is something at the manosphere, on the manosphere paradigm and in the manosphere collectively, we have come to the realization and understanding that the culture that we have today is not something that is particularly something that is conducive or positive towards good healthy relationships, because it's teaching men to pander to women, to not be themselves, to be this nice guys thinking that they should buy things to get respect and give certain gifts to get respect. That is something they'll never achieve, because you have females that you will have the ones that say no thank you, but you'll have the ones that will take those gifts, take those what they are getting, and use the guys and never give them the respect that they need, that they get. And I do believe the guys basically deserve everything they get, because that is not the way you go about it. You basically need to be congruent as a man. You need to treat others the way they treat you. You can also obviously have this outlook of life of being positive and being optimistic, but to a certain extent where you cannot just be completely blind and wanting to just act and wish upon a star the world is a certain way and I'm just gonna believe this way and that is the way it is. No, we need to accept the world for what it is, and we need to be able to adapt, course correct, and adapt or die, as I say, and get to getting through obstacles and getting to the things that we want by navigating this maze of what we call life within the society that we are. So that is just my viewpoint on the subject. Not to go any further and basically go off track, but that is the video in a nutshell. And like I said, drop in the comments, let me know, so that I can get an understanding as to where you guys how you guys gauge this conversation. And like I said, drop in the comments, tell me if you disagree and I am full of it, or tell me that, you know what, I went through this, that, and the other. This is the example, and this is how I learned the lesson that you've just articulated in this video. So yeah, thanks for coming back into the Manosphere Paradigm. We now up to 14 subscribers. I want the guys that's watching this video and not subscribing to click the subscribe button. Help me and help this channel to get to the point of being picked up by the algorithm, so that this message can go to much more men, and also to the ladies to also understand the way we as men think differently. The channel is still just for men and for us to get better and be better in today's day and age. So cheers, I hope you have a good one. I'll see you in the next vid. Peace out.